Hey, 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 it's Tia, baby. And I'm back with another video. So this video is gonna be addressing a couple of things. So before I start my video, I'm going to address the trolls one time and the last time. So I recently got a couple of comments from trolls saying, am I obsessed with Selena? And to answer you guys' questions is no. I'm not obsessed with Selena. I don't have pictures plastered all over my wall of Selena. Yes, I talk about Selena, but it started with me having a lot to say about Chris' book. It was like a lot of things that I noticed in the book that also made me think about how she passed and her life as a person and all of that. So that's where it all started. And then people gravitated towards those videos, and those viewers have became supporters, and they reached out to me via email or Instagram and asked me to talk about this topic, talk about that topic about Selena, talk about this topic about Selena, and sent me things and from what they heard or what they found out. And some people that actually know Selena or know people that knew Selena or work with Selena reached out to me and wanted me to talk about this topic, that topic, and so forth. So that's why the videos kept going about Selena. It has nothing to do with obsession. I'm not obsessed with her. Yes, I like her as a person and I love her music and all of that great stuff, but I'm not obsessed with her. Now, if you want to say obsessed, I would say I'm obsessed with Lucille Ball because I have a lot of Lucille Ball stuff, but I'm not like obsessed in like a Yolanda type of way. I'm obsessed like I'm a huge fan of Lucille Ball. Yes, I'm a huge fan of Selena, but I was a Lucille Ball fan way before I was a Selena fan, and I have everything Lucy. Now, I will do a video about Lucille Ball maybe next week. But the reason why I haven't really been doing a lot of videos in regards to other celebrities or other people or other topics is because it doesn't get that attention. I've done 2 videos about Michael Jackson. I've done a video about Brittany Murphy. I thought that video was going to go somewhere because I felt like I really, did an awesome job with the death of Brittany Murphy, like the news and all of that, and my thoughts about it and stuff. I really thought that it was going to get a lot of attention, but it didn't. And in the comment section of that video, people were talking about Selena and giving me Selena questions and all of that. So I'm like, and this was a totally different person that I was talking about. So it's not that I'm obsessed, it's that people want me to talk about Selena, and I have no problem talking about her because I enjoy talking about her, but I just don't want people to get the wrong idea. So that's how I know that that person is a troll, because if you really support me, then you would know that I am in no way of obsessed with Selena. Period. So now I'm going to get into the video. And I'm not talking about that no more. So now I'm going to, and also, I'm not going to stop talking about Selena. As long as my supporters want me to talk about Selena, I'm going to talk about it. I'm not going to let no troll or trolls hinder me from doing what I'm doing. Like, I spent most of my life worrying about what people say about me, and how they think of me, and it's gotten me nowhere. So I'm getting older. I don't got time for it. If you want to hate. If you don't like what you see, then don't watch. Period. Anyway, so this brief video is going to be about Yolanda Saldivar. So I'm going to give a brief synopsis about this lady, and then I'm going to go into, I'm just stuttering. Then I'm going to go into the video. So Yolanda Saldivar was born September 19th, 1960. Now, I didn't even know she was this young. Like, she's only 60. I thought she was older than that. I thought she was at least, 65, late 60s by now. But she's 60. Well, she'll be turning 61 this upcoming September. She was born in San Antonio, Texas. She's the youngest of 8 children, born to Frank and Juanita Saldivar. So, of these 8 children, they never really thought that something was off about this woman. Okay, whatever. So, March 1991, so we're moving forward because I'm not going to really give a whole story about her. I, got some information from Wikipedia, and then it's also stuff that I already kind of knew about her from, learning about Selena. So, she received a license as a registered nurse from the Texas Board of Nurse Examiner in March 1991. So before she became the fan club president for Selena, she was a registered nurse. Now, allegedly, it was told that she had got fired from that job because she stole money from her employer, or it was something dealing with embezzlement then. And she lost her, nursing privileges. So, if I'm wrong, please correct me, those that know this lady. Okay, so after attending one of Selena's concerts, it was said that Yolanda allegedly kept calling the dictator, aka Selena's dad, numerous of times, begging him to be a part to handle a fan club in San Antonio. He eventually accepted her request, and she became the fan club president in San Antonio. Later on, she got promoted to become Selena's manager for Selena's boutiques called Selena, etc. So, and we all know what happened there. Once she became real chummy with, Selena, because she was close to Selena and Suzette at the time. And, after, the success of the boutique and stuff like that, it was said that the employees, the staff at the boutique were complaining about Yolanda being very aggressive, she was not nice. She didn't let people get close to Selena. She was nasty. She withheld information. When staff needed something, she say she'll do it, but then she don't. She also, of course, everybody knows she stole thousands of dollars from the boutique, and the list goes on and on and on. She's also was very rude and nasty to Martin Gomez, who occasionally voiced his opinion about Yolanda, and literally told Selena that he believed that Yolanda was going to literally hurt her. Well, he didn't say literally. He just said he feared that Yolanda was going to hurt her. But he probably thought that Selena thought figuratively, but he was thinking literally. And I felt like, and I said this in a video before, that I feel like he really tried to save her life, because he was the one that was brutally honest about Yolanda to the dictator and also to Selena, but neither one was really listening. So, unfortunately, yeah. So, of course, once her lies started catching up to her, and finally there were proof that she was stealing and that she got fired. Well, the dictator sent her away and said, "Do not come near my family or the businesses," and all of that. And Selena found out that Yolanda had some documents that she needed to file her taxes, and important documents. So, of course, she had to act like, because she was going to fire her, but she didn't want Yolanda to know that, because she wanted to keep a safe face so Yolanda can cooperate. So Yolanda asked her to meet her at a hotel the night before she passed. This was March 30th on a Thursday night. So she told Chris that night, and Chris went with her. He was like, you're not going over there by yourself. So when they drove to the hotel, so Chris went with her to meet up with Yolanda in the room. And I guess Yolanda was taken back that Chris was there. That's when they saw the gun and all of that. And yeah, and she lied and said that it was for protection because she felt like somebody was out to get her. So yeah, so Selena came to retrieve the documents that she needed to file taxes. So of course, Yolanda being sneaky, she did not give her all of the documents, but Selena at the time did not know that, nor did Chris know that. So when they went home, when Chris and Selena went home so she could look through the documents and begin trying to file or whatever, or get her documents together, I don't know if she was going to file them herself or she was getting them together so she can give them to her, to the person that's going to file her taxes. So she realized that there was documents missing, and so she told Chris, and Chris was like, we're not going back. Like, we're not going back to her. We'll go another time. So she called Yolanda and was telling her what happened. And I guess Yolanda tried to play dumb and act like she thought she gave it to him. And she was like, okay, well, can you meet me tomorrow by yourself to get the other half? So she already knew what she was doing. This is what the story says. So, so of course, she didn't tell Chris because obviously Yolanda wanted her to come by herself. And like I said in another video, I don't know why they or Chris did not tell, police or her family, her father, whoever, that Yolanda had a gun. Even if they didn't know that she was using it to kill somebody, they still should have, said something. Because to be honest, it wasn't no real reason for her to even have a gun for protection, because she didn't do anything to anybody for her to even have protection. Because if it was quote unquote the dictator probably would have done something to her a long time ago, especially when he had hatred for Chris. Chris is still alive and well, so I think he hated Chris more than Yolanda, and Chris is okay. So I don't understand what her protection was for. But for some reason, it didn't click in none of their heads, in her head or in his head, which blows my mind. But she got up early. He was still asleep. She got in the shower. She got dressed. She was getting ready to head out the door, but then Chris' stepdad, not stepdad, his real dad, came out of their guest room, and she forgot that he was staying there, and she screamed, and that woke up Chris. And Chris, went in the hallway to say, hey, what's going on? And she was like, oh, nothing. I just forgot that your dad was here. And so he asked her where she was going, and she was like, I'm just going to run some errands, because she didn't want to tell him, because knowing if she told him, he would have went with her. He would either went with her, or he would have said no, or he would have said, we'll get the police. I don't know, but I wish she would have told him, so that way she could have had some protection, and maybe she could have been here today. But she had so much faith in this woman that stole from them. But hey, she went, the rest of the story went down. Everything else went down. So I'm not going to go into that part. So, long story short, she shot Selena. So, but of course, you all know that I feel like she's not the only one. I feel like, in my opinion, that she isn't the only one involved in it. I feel like other people are involved in it, if you know who I'm talking about, but I'm not going to elaborate because I elaborate that too much on my other videos. So you can go back and watch those. So now she's in prison. She's been in prison since 1995, and it is now 2021. So it is alleged that she will be eligible for parole in 2025, which is in 4 years. So now we're going to get into this video, short and sweet. My opinion and my advice to her is that if she wants to, if she does hypothetically become released from jail, if she wants to go out into society, she has two options. She either go in isolation in a family member's house, or they pick a location in isolation where she spend the rest of her days and isolated from the world. It's going to be kind of hard to do that when I'm sure her release date and all of that will be all over the news. Also, the second option, I feel like she needs to be in a covenant. Follow him wherever he may go. She needs to join a nun, the covenant, as a nun, and live in the church, Catholic church. I don't know if she was Catholic, but I'm assuming she is, or was, or grew up Catholic. So maybe she need to be Sister Mary Clarence for the rest of her life, because the only person that can save her from the world is God. I will follow him wherever he may go. Anyway, so yeah, those two are the only options she have if she wants to proceed and be released. Unholy Queen and all of God, oh my Rita. That's what she gonna have to be doing. I don't know. But for real, I think that she just needs to just stay in prison, because she can't work. Nobody's going to hire her. She had a good paying job as a nurse. She messed that up by stealing from that job. Then she had a great paying job working for Selena. She messed that up by stealing from that job and also killing her boss. So, allegedly, or whatever. Well, she did kill her boss. She did pull the trigger. But like I said, I feel like there was someone coaching her, or used her as bait to set, to do what she did, in my opinion. But yeah, as no one in their right mind will hire her. Like, she messed up her chances of even working again, because nobody would trust her. First of all, she committed first-degree murder, and then on top of that, she stole from every job she had. So who is going to hire her? I don't think nobody. So she can't make no money unless she do a YouTube channel. Who the hell want to listen to her? Well, I know people want to listen to her because she claims she has some evidence and some stuff she needs to tell the world. Who to say is if that's true or not. But other than that, she's not going to be able to make no money, because nobody's going to want to listen, or nobody's going to want to hire her. So my advice to her is either stay in prison. That's the ultimate advice. Stay in prison for the remainder of your days. because that's the only safe place you got. Because the moment the world knows that she is removed from prison, that Latino community is going to go off. The Latino community is going to go off. I'm just saying, especially those that were around, that during that time that Selena was here, and around the time when Yolanda shot her and all of that. Oh, it's some people that still got that heavy grudge, that anger. Now, Chris said that he has no more animosity towards her, but that doesn't mean he forgave her. He's just not upset at her anymore. But that doesn't mean he hasn't forgiven her. But I'm just saying the ultimate advice is to stay in prison, period. Girls, just stay in prison if you even want some type of freedom. That's the only freedom you got is prison. Because even if she got released, she's still going to be a prisoner in her own home, or whoever home she stays in. Or if she goes in the covenant, she gonna be within those walls of the church. So I'm just saying, like, it's not like she can walk free and walk to the store, or go to Walmart, go to Target, because she's gonna always forever be looking over her shoulder, because people are still very upset at her. So my advice is to her: stay in prison, chick. That's your future. That's your home. That's your forever home until you leave this earth, because it's nothing out here for you. And then on top of that, her mind is still in 1995. Like, she's physically older, but her mentality is still 1995, because that's the moment she left the outside world and went into captivity. So she has still had the mentality of herself in 1995 as a 30-something-year-old woman who looked 50. But I'm not gonna say nothing more about that. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. I know it was like a weird video, but hey, like, comment, subscribe, and follow me on Instagram if you would like. My Instagram is dry as F, but if you want to follow me, you can use that platform to send me whatever you want to send me to talk about, whether it's about Selena, whether it's about her family, or whether it's about, J-Lo or whoever other celebrity that I feel like it deserves to be brought to attention. Until then, have a great day. Peace.